So, this week we have something different. As a lot of you may or may not be aware, I've recently joined Gardner on a terminal tackle deal. And it just so happens that this week is the Gardner Social, annual social. And here we all are at Burfield Blue Pool, which is right next door to Burfield Main Lake. We've just had a draw. I've never fished it. I've walked past it lots of times when I was on the big lake, which is literally just over the back, the other side of those tall trees there. We just had a draw and I've drawn this swim, which has got loads of carp in it, which is always a bonus. They've been fizzing and jumping like mad out here. In fact, I don't know if you can see, but out by that piece of weed at the back, just to the left, oh, there you go. Oh, there you go. As I said, loads of carp in it. There's about half a dozen of us, something like that. We've got the whole lake. And there's two reasons for me picking this swim. One is it's full of carp. Just happens to be near the van, but that's not an issue. And the other is the barbecue is going to be here. Hey, Laney's not stupid. So we're all just unloading and getting ready to do the do. So let's see what this week brings. Hopefully some carp on the bank, loads of good food, a bit of a laugh, and maybe the odd can cider. Grab myself one of these, a little kit so that no diseases get spread anywhere. It's a good idea. So which one's the lucky one, do you reckon? What we're going to go for? This one. 2-part pole, net, chainer, mat. I'll do on it. Laney's lucky kit. If I'm locked in here now, that'd be the one. Alright, here we go. Important question is, are there any wagers?
Oh,
come on, who's confident? You've got to have a bet.
Let's all put a fiver in for the biggest fish.
Biggest kipper?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah?
Yeah, the biggest fish.
I like
is the best one.
And then
Can I
also
do an IOU note? Is
we'll
that
get
all
the
right?
other guys when they come, because we've got Darren Belton and Wes coming.
Where's coming?
So
Yep.
Until then it's a
everyone
tenner.
should-
Fiver a man, biggest carp.
Where's for the darkest fish?
Darkest, yeah.
Boat fresh. Oh, wait. Oh.
Well, as you've seen, struggling like mad to get anything in that ground, so unfortunately it's going to have to be the dreaded pod. Nothing else is working. Never mind, I'll cover the base of it in gravel so it don't look like one. There you go. Remember that tune, This Is Not a Love Song? I've got that going around in my head, but this is not a rod pod. I'm not going to try and sing it, it was a bit punky. I'm sure you know the one. This is not a rod pod. It's in the sand. Well, gravel in this case. That's quite neat, isn't it? Right, time for a cup of tea. There's all too much exertion. Right, the seagulls are an absolute nightmare. So it's time to test out Bob. Bob is my pet dead seagull. Hopefully they'd be scared stiff of ending up like Bob.
Bob! Might have to go out a bit further. Bob works. Hey? Did it work? Yeah. Did it really? You're kidding?
Bob works though. Right, what I need to do now is start churning out millions of Bobs, make me fortune and retire. Right, we've had a bit of a better chuck about. It was a little bit weedy where them 2 PVA bags landed, but I found a nice little spot just to the left behind that closest piece of weed, which is really clear, and to the right by that biggest bit of weed just towards them ducks, just off the corner, my corner of it, is a nice clean patch. So I've just been round the bushes and baited that from there. Right, I've seen 2 or 3 fish show just over towards that far bank there. Get a bit closer, but nowhere near on the far bank, just towards it. So I'm going to ship the silly pole out there with a little scoop full of crumb and clip a PVA bag on the end. Don't know why, but I just am. Who knows, might be the one. I don't want to bomb it with like baiting up and stuff. So this is what I'm going to do. I still ain't convinced any of that is worth the hassle. But it's quiet, it's very accurate, and it gives you a perfect little drop of bits and pieces right over your little bag. It's still a pain in the arse anyway. There you go, kept some use for a few minutes. So it's that time of night, barbecue o'clock. Yeah, the engine roaring in the background, that's the speedboat on Burfield behind. I've forgotten about the Burfield speedboat. Used to drive me bloody mad when I was on there. Get all your rigs sorted out, everything ready for the night. At last knockings, the speedboat would turn up to go out and completely trash everything you'd done. So how much floating weed do you reckon that's going to put back in my swim after I've just raked it all out? I was sure they wouldn't be out tonight, not on a Monday night, not on a school night. But they are. You have to start all over again. So we've got a communal barbecue tomorrow night. Tonight it's every man for himself. So we've got some pork chops, some mushrooms with blue cheese, and that's it really. That'll do. Who needs more? Right, the first bit is ready. Look at him. Show you the barbecue because it'd be better lit than the plate. Blue cheese filled mushrooms, pork chops. Hey? You just would, wouldn't you? I'm just about to because the first servings are there. Yum yum. So here we are, first evening on the Blue Pool Gardener Annual Social. What's going to happen? I'd like to tell you that I'm sat on an absolute shed load. I picked the swim because I was on a shed load, as you saw, with them jumping all over the place. But they've gone that way. Not next door, but next door to that. Where Andy is, they are just jumping one after another in front of him. This is like more open water, and the rest of it to the left is a lot weedier. I'll show you tomorrow, but he's got like a perfect 60-yard slot in the weed. It's like a goalmouth, if you like, and they're just coming out one after another in there. It looks absolutely prime, whereas my swim don't look like it did this morning. I've seen 2 or 3 where I've put this right hand rod where I've shipped it out on the pole, sort of over on that back channel, but not a lot. I'm just hoping they move in here in the morning. I'm actually hoping that Andy and the guys up there in the weed catch a couple, sort of ping them back this way. There's a lot of fish in it, don't get me wrong, it is quite a heavily stocked water, but it sees a lot of pressure from different anglers each week. You book the whole lake for a week. So there's another one up there. So yeah, it sees all sorts of things on here. But we'll see. Could definitely do with seeing another couple show in this sort of open bit. Oh, got a mosquito up my nose. Oh, got to put my new mosquito thing on. I bought what do they call them? A thermocell. They'd sold out everywhere in the UK of these. They go in a gas bottle. So I had to buy a smaller version which has its own gas bottle with this little green canister, and it burns a pad. I've only used it twice and it's been absolutely amazing both times. But it was like a junior version, and then they got another delivery, so I've got one of the proper ones that goes on a normal, like what we use on our cookers. I'm going to fire that up. It's probably the only thing I've ever used that worked. I've tried some stuff over the years. I'm going to fire him up actually. Don't know how well you can see that because it's very nearly dark. I had to whack the ISO right up, so it might be a bit grainy on the old viewing. So it gets a little pad which slides in there. Get a head torch so we can actually see what we're doing, shall we? Right, haven't used this model yet, so it says on, so that's on, and it says start. Oh yeah, hang on. Yep, that's glowing. And that's basically it. Apparently the gas in one of these will last forever and ever. Whereas I had like a little baby version with its own gas bottle that only lasted 3 nights. And it's got this blue pad, and when the pad goes white, it's out. And then you just stick another one in. It takes about 20 minutes for it to get enough gear in the air. But when it does, like I say, the 2 or 3 nights I think I've used it, it's been unbelievably good. You can't smell it yourself, you just leave it down there and you get no mozzies. Happy days. So there we go. Hopefully we will meet again under floodlights in the middle of the night with a great big fat mirror carp. Although if I was a betting man, I'd bet that Andy was holding it and not me. But you never know. You never can tell. Right, until those times roll around, I'll see you later. Well, that was a pretty uneventful night. There was a little period about 11 o'clock last night, half 11, where a few fish showed close in to my left where I have a rod. Just a little burst for about half an hour. Apart from that, it's pretty dead. I haven't seen a single fish this morning. So I've moved into a swim that was absolutely heaving with carp, and they moved out and they ain't come back. I think there was 2 fish caught last night, one sort of up the other end to my left and one opposite to my left as well, and down this end. Blimey, they're out early on that speedboat this morning. You hear that in the background? we have some action from the man with all the carp in his swim last night. Just rebaited, disappeared, and now they're back. Want his food. Turn that down a little bit. There we go. Is it coming? Success.
Nice.
Well done.
After last night.
You had to get one, didn't you? You'd never have lived it down.
Nice, first one of the trip. Nice and dark.
Oh, nice colour, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Where is it?
Let me get a close up of its head, sorry.
So it looks like I'm going to be photographer this session for this man, who's on 'em, as we say in the trade, big time. Either that or he's just good and I'm shit. He's probably more like the truth. Gotten clear of the weed?
Managed to stop it just
Yeah.
plowed through.
Nice. Well, that was carnage. As I was up there assisting, my sounder box ripped off and I've got a bite and it's gone behind that little island with about 7 ton of weed on it. So now I've got to go out in the boat.
Wait.
This one, Josh. Right, it's attached to that bloody lot. If it's still attached, that is. How to achieve this? Not like that. Right. Spin yourself back, Bailey. Yeah, better than that. No, that isn't good. It's headed towards that snag, that line. Let's get over to that island and see what we can do from there. Shame I ain't got my waders on, that make life an awful lot easier. This doesn't bode well. Not well at all. Oh, gone. He gone. So, all in all, a bit of a disaster really, but meanwhile, further up the bank, Andy was doing considerably better.
Let's go get some head-on ones.
Lovely job, well done. Right, well that's work done for the day, a bit of filming, a few hours, and lost a bloody fish as well. Typical, ain't been more than a few yards from my kit since I got here. Just went up to film Andy's and, well, like I say, typical, it's the way it goes. Never mind. Hopefully we'll get another bite.
Oh, that's a sea. What are you talking about? I wanted to sit on that.
Where's the pot? Absorb the fat.
What are you trying to do? Stop it come out.
Hey, is that the right stuff there? Yeah? Oh, a bag of, I've got a bag of briquettes at the back.
I've got a bag of fluid. What are you trying to do? Block it off? Oh, right.
What a shit. Just go making you go
I'm
water.
a bit of a pyromaniac.
Ta-da!
See, I told you knew what I was doing. Shut that now, or just leave me do it.
Oxygen, James, oxygen. Put the grid on so you don't have to clean it. The fire burns it off.
You have to wait till it goes white, don't you?
How can a bloke not know how to fucking barbecue?
You sat there watching me last night.
Well, got a which monkey frying
He goes,
pan?
it's a nice guy, isn't it?
Monkey frying.
Sound like in terms of like
Yeah, makes sense.
that's good.
I reckon they're all done.
Definitely only
do that.
Use of fucking
snow coming out of the store. 4 days they stood outside with fucking tea and everything else like it.
Well, it's the morning after the Lord Mayor's show. And my swim's even deader than it was yesterday morning, to be honest. The carp definitely done a number on me, jumping like mental in here and then buggering off as soon as I picked it. Andy's had another couple, 2 swims up, and they're ripping it up out there in the weed where he is. Looks like a different lake up there. There he is.
Beautiful.
Nice dark one, isn't he?
Bit different that one, isn't it? That's been great.
Good.
Did you turn this off? Oh yeah, you did, yeah.
Happy days. Get back.
Absolute Chernobyl, yeah. Everyone's bringing a rod and Andy's. It's handy now you've had those first early fish that cleared all that weed, and now it's is it much clearer out there now?
Happy with your draw then, Andy?
Second to last. Be happy with that. To be fair, this is the one that I want. It's great.
Oh, yeah. It's just laid out perfectly with that weed like that and that big gold mouth there, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a whole football pitch now though.
Yeah, yeah, it's grown a lot, hasn't it?
Fucking hell of a lot.
That bigger one, chunky one come this morning.
See him? Got him? Result. Well done.
Carp, 80 pounds a week.
Andy, can you face it to me at times? Yeah.
It's totally different to the others.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
Let me get some detail on that rest of that tail. poking.
Nearly lost him.
Just stick his head in the weed.
Quite useful having that
Yeah.
bit of weed there. Safety blanket.
And another one out there right on the spot. That'll be a lot offing again in a minute. This is definitely the plot.
Gonna last much longer. Knees, that
We'd all swap with you.
Yeah.
I got dry clothes in the motor.
Quick comment.
So there we go. It's definitely the Andy show today. We're back in my plot, which looks a lot different. They're just fizzing like mad up there in that weed. They're definitely not in this more open water. So anyway, I'm going to have a slow pack up in a minute. It's probably about 10ish now. I'm going to leave about midday. A long trek back to Suffolk. And the way it's looking, I'll be unfortunately fishless. Although I did have one shout, didn't I? But didn't go the way I wanted. But you never know. Might get a little tickle before I go if I'm lucky. But I ain't convinced that's going to happen. Oh, it looks a bit dead down there.